With the introduction and release of Disney Plus, it means we will get to stream all of our favorite Disney movies from one place, from the comfort of our own home. However, as we most will know, Disney formerly had a vault, which was a term used by Walt Disney Studios Home Entertainment, which meant that each Disney film was available in stores for a short amount of time, after which it would be put in the vault and not made available for several years. However, Disney Plus changes everything, with Disney finally getting rid of their vault system and making all of these classic gems available once again. So what are we getting? Well, today on Top 10 Beyond the Screen, I'm gonna be bringing you all the details with our list of the top 10 Disney movies finally coming out the vault. Let's jump in. Coming in at 10, Pinocchio, 1940. I love Pinocchio more than anything, and the original 1940s version is by far one of my favorite Disney classics. The film follows a living puppet who, with the help of a cricket as his conscience, must prove himself worthy to become a real boy. The film was released on July 16, 1985 on VHS in North America as part of the Walt Disney Classic line. It would in turn become the best-selling home video title of the year. It would then be reissued on October 14, 1986 to advertise the home video debut of Sleeping Beauty, another favourite. It was later released in the UK on VHS in 1988 for the very first time. We always get things later than everyone else. Boo. In 1999, a special edition 60th anniversary VHS was released, and finally in 2003, yet another special edition VHS and DVD of the film was released in the UK on March 3, 2003, and coming up this year, the film will be joining the rest of our list by exiting the Disney Vault, finding a place on the Disney Plus streaming service. Coming in at 9, Fantasia, 1940. Now I should preface by saying that I was not a fan of this film growing up. I found it boring and at times terrifying. Now the film itself is an acquired taste, with it being a collection of animated interpretations of great works of Western classical music. Yeah, not for everyone. Something I would definitely appreciate a lot more now, but as a child, no. The film has received 3 home video releases, the first featuring the 1990 restored theatrical version, which was released on November 1st, 1991. The 50-day release prompted 9.25 million advance orders for cassettes and a record 200,000 for discs, doubling the figure of the previous record. In November 2000, Fantasia was released on video for the second time, this time along with Fantasia 2000 on DVD with 5.1 surround sound, and then finally in November 2010 they released the film again, this time on Blu-ray and DVD. They seem to love November apparently, which makes it the perfect time for Fantasia to hit our small screens on the Disney Plus streaming service next month. I'm also just assuming everything is coming all at once. If I'm wrong, not my problem. Coming in at 8, Lady and the Tramp, 1955. Released in 1955, Lady and the Tramp is the romantic tale of a sheltered uptown cocker spaniel dog and a streetwise downtown mutt. The film was first released on North American VHS in 1987 as part of the Walt Disney Classic series, and in the UK in 1990. By the end of its initial release, it was reported to have sold more than 3 million copies, becoming the best-selling video cassette at the time. It was sealed in the vault on March 31st, 1988, before having numerous releases including platinum editions and diamond editions. However, as we know, there is an upcoming live-action remake of the classic tale coming to screens on November 12, 2019, and distributed by Disney Plus themselves. Exciting times. It also stars Tessa Thompson, and I think if I could, I would marry her, so. In at 7, Alice in Wonderland, 1951. Down, down, down the rabbit hole she goes. Alice in Wonderland, released back in 1951, tells the story of Alice, a young girl who stumbles into the world of Wonderland. Will she ever get home? Not if the Queen of Hearts has anything to say about it. Now, Alice in Wonderland was actually one of the first titles available for rental market on VHS and Beta, and for retail sale on RCA's short-lived CED video disc format. That was a mouthful. Pretty cool. It was then released on October 15th, 1981 on VHS, and again on May 28th, 1986 on VHS, Betamax, and Laserdisc. That may all sound foreign to you younger viewers. It was then again released in January 2000, with Disney launching the Gold Classic Collection. The last release of the movie was on April 26, 2016 on Blu-ray and DVD in honor of its 60th anniversary. However, its next release will be on Disney Plus streaming service and and I for one cannot wait. Coming in at 6, Peter Pan, 1953. Oh, Peter, the boy who will never grow up. This is a classic. Released back in 1953, Peter Pan is a free-spirited boy who spends his days flying around Neverland. The film was first released on VHS in 1990 with the 45th anniversary limited edition on March 3rd, 1998. In 2007, the film was released again, this time a 2-disc Platinum Edition DVD, and then shortly after in 2013, a Blu-ray Diamond Edition to celebrate the movie's 60th anniversary. That is crazy. Surprisingly, initially reviews slammed Peter Pan, criticizing the film's lack of faithfulness to the original play, claiming it has the story but not the spirit of Peter Pan. However, most of us who grew up watching the film knew very little, if anything, about the original story or play. And this film is iconic in most 80s and 90s babies' childhoods, including mine. Personally, I cannot wait to sign up for Disney Plus so I can watch this classic. Coming in at 5, Bambi, 1942. Okay, personally I am not excited about this one because in my opinion, Bambi is one of the saddest films of all time. I still have memories of lying on my parents' bed watching the VHS version and bawling my eyes out. I was 4 years old and that was the one and only time I've ever watched Bambi. Never again. Now, the film itself was released back in 1942 and tells the story of a young deer named Bambi who makes friends with a rabbit named Thumper and a skunk named Flower as they explore their forest. As we know, the film is tragic. Bambi's mum deserved better. For those who don't know, she was shot. Anyway, enough about that. The film was initially released in theaters in 1942 during World War II and was Disney's 5th full-length animated film. It's seen multiple releases, including 3 VHS releases in 1989, 1997 and 2005. It was then once again released as a Diamond Edition on March 1st, 2011, consisting of a Blu-ray and DVD combo pack. And in honor of the film's 75th anniversary, Bambi was released as part of the Walt Disney Signature Collection in 2017. As it stands, the film is once again sealed up, however in a few short weeks it will be made available to anyone who subscribes to Disney Plus. Just remember, if you're a person with feelings, you'll probably hate this movie like I do. In at 4, The Little Mermaid, 1989. Perhaps my all-time favourite Disney movie, The Little Mermaid was first released back in 1989 and follows a rebellious 16-year-old mermaid named Ariel who is fascinated with life on land, ultimately falling in love with a strapping young prince, forcing the mermaid to make a dangerous deal with the sea witch Ursula to become human for 3 days. The Little Mermaid was first released on VHS in May 1990, just 6 months after the initial release of the movie. Before The Little Mermaid, only a select number of Disney's catalogue animated films had been released to home video, as the company was afraid of upsetting its profitable practice of theatrically re-releasing each film every 7 years. The Little Mermaid ultimately became that year's top-selling title on home video with over 10 million units sold, with the film generating a total revenue of $1 billion. Now of course, as we know, there is a live-action Little Mermaid in the works, but personally I'm more excited for the original to be freed from the vault and made available on the streaming service. In at 3, Beauty and the Beast, 1991. Aside from our previous number, the 1991 Beauty and the Beast is by far one of my favourite Disney movies of all time. The story of course follows an arrogant prince who is cursed to live as a terrifying beast until he finds his one true love. Enter Belle, the daughter of a man imprisoned in the castle. She enters the beast's domain and in time falls for him in every way possible. The film was released on VHS on October 30th, 1992 as part of the Walt Disney Collection, however it was later entered into the vault on April 30th, 1993. Like all the films on our list, it exited and re-entered the vault numerous times, with Blu-ray editions and 25th anniversary editions being released. However, as it stands, the original classic is sealed up, with folks patiently waiting to stream it whenever they want on Disney Plus in the coming months. Me especially. In at 2, Cinderella, 1950. Released all the way back in the 50s, this animated musical tells the story of Cinderella, a young girl who tragically lost both parents and is forced to live with her cruel stepmother and 2 stepsisters. Now the film was first released on VHS in 1988 and at the time of its release was the best-selling VHS title until it was overtaken by E.T. the Extraterrestrial, with Cinderella being placed in the Disney Vault on April 30th, 1989. The film would go on to be removed from the vault multiple times with the 70th anniversary editions and Blu-ray editions. However, as of right now, the film is firmly sealed up, meaning folks are waiting with bated breath for the release of Disney Plus so we can once again watch this beloved classic movie. Finally coming in at number 1, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, 1937. Now there is no doubt why Snow White is number 1 on our list, simply because it was the first full-length cel animated feature film and the earliest Disney animated feature film. On October 28th, 1994, 1994, the film was released for the very first time on home video on VHS as the first release in the Walt Disney Masterpiece Collection. And by 95, the film had sold 24 million home video units and grossed over $30 million. It was then released on DVD on October 9, 2001, with the digitally restored film, a making-of documentary narrated by Angela Lansbury, and audio commentary by John Canemaker, and by archived audio clips Walt Disney himself. However, both VHS and DVD versions were returned to the Disney Vault on January 31st, 2002. But thanks to Disney Plus, everything changes, with the film available to stream come November this year from the comfort of your own home whenever you may choose. Bless up. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with that list? Which Disney movie are you most excited to see come out of the vault? Personally, I'm excited for The Little Mermaid, and I wish we could all burn Bambi. And on that note, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another Beyond the Screen vid. Until next time, see you later.